quadrant, I've already told you that in the first quadrant all are positive, right? And in the second quadrant, which are positive?
Sine and cosec.
Yeah, sine and cosec are positive in the second quadrant. And the third quadrant, which one?
Tan cot.
Tan and cot.
Tan and cot.
Yes. And then in the fourth quadrant,
Cosec.
cos and sec. Very good. So cos and sec. So these things you have to see. So if the angle theta is 9 or 180 degrees and 270, so that time our sine theta will be how much? Let's say you have this triangle, so for
Positive. Tan theta will be positive. For this, no, sorry.
Negative, yes, yeah,
Third quadrant.
because it will come in third quadrant, right? So you will get few questions, so in which you have to see the quadrant. So according to the quadrant, you will give the sign. Okay, so if like the theta is lying between 180 degree or 270, then you will give the negative sign, because for third quadrant sign is negative. Okay.
I actually remembered it using pi. That's why it took me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in terms of pi, you can say that literally pi and 3 pi by 2. Yeah. Okay, so this thing I think you can do. Now we have one more thing. When you are converting the angle, so let's say you are taking 90 plus minus theta. So in that case, the trigonometric ratio you will get, that will be the complementary. So for sine, the complementary is cos, right? So you'll get cos theta. Okay, and the sign will be according to the, for 90 plus theta and minus theta, sign is positive only, so it will be positive. Okay, so for all the angles, if you are like converting the angles as 90 plus minus theta, your sign will, cos will change in sine, or sine will cos in cos, tan will change in cot, and your cosec will change in sec. Okay, and also for 3 pi by 2 plus minus theta, this thing. Okay, I'll just give you example for this. Let's say you are finding an angle 135. Right now I'm not using pi, so that you will understand it much better. I'll also give you example with pi. Okay, in radians means. So here if we have 135, yeah, so you can write it as 90 plus 45. So the sign will change as cos, so it will be cos 45. Okay, so you have to remember this thing whenever you are converting the angle as 90 plus minus theta, or the other one is 270 plus minus theta, or in terms of pi, you can say pi by 2 plus minus theta, or 3 pi by 2 plus minus theta. So in that case, your sign will change in cos, your tan will change in cot, cosec will change in sec. Okay, so is it clear, this one? One more example I'll give. Let's say you have cosec. So if the cosec is 5 pi by 2, okay, so how you'll write it? Let's say 4 pi by 2. So it will be cosec 3 pi by 2 plus, oh, that you can already write as 2 pi.
Plus pi by 2.
You can also write it as 2 pi. So cosec will change in sec. Okay, and this is in which quadrant? This will go in which quadrant?
It's not in front only.
Yeah, it's in the, yeah, it's will go in the,
angle. So it will be 1.
yes. Okay, so you will get this. So for sec 90, it's how much?
Sec 90 is 1. No, sec 90 is not
not defined, right? And you can also do it, I just took a wrong example, I think, because you can also write it as 2 pi, na? It's 4 pi actually, so 2 pi plus 0 also you can write. So cosec, you will get cosec 0 only, and the cosec 0 is in same. Okay, so you see this thing, whenever you're taking 3 pi by 2 plus minus theta, so the cosec will change in sec. But if you are taking 180 plus minus theta, or you can say pi plus minus theta, or 2 pi plus minus theta, in that case your this cosec will not change. Okay, so it will remain same. All the trigonometric ratios will remain same only. So if we have cosec 180 plus minus theta, so it will remain cosec only. Okay, and this sign, if it is plus,
Plus minus theta.
yeah, so yeah, if cosec 180 plus theta you have, so then it will go in third quadrant. So in third quadrant cosec is negative, so you will get negative. But if it is cosec 180 minus theta, so it will go in the
Then
first
also
quadrant,
it will
so
be
it will be
second quadrant.
second quadrant, so it will be positive only. Okay, so whenever you're converting the angles as 360 or 180 plus minus theta, in that case they will remain same, only the sign you have to see. Like in this this will go in which quadrant? 360 minus theta,
Fourth.
fourth quadrant, yeah,
sign will
and
be
the sign
negative.
will be negative because in fourth quadrant sign is negative. Okay, so while finding the values you can use this one. Okay, is it clear to everyone or any doubt in this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'll tell you the graphs. So for the sine function, okay, the graph, the value for sine 0 is how much?
Zero.
0, right?
0.
Zero.
And sine pi by 2?
One.
1. Okay. So the sine's graph comes like this, okay? For the
Maximum
negative,
one.
yeah. So you'll see this minimum value, it's 0. Actually minimum value is minus 1. Okay. So here it's the 0, and here we are getting 1. So this is at the value pi by 2. Wait, I'll just draw it here. So here this will be pi by 2. So at 0 it is 0. At pi by 2 it is 1. Okay. Then here at this value again it is 0. This value is pi. Okay. Now here at this point it is minus 1. And this angle is 3 pi by 2. And this side it's 2 pi. Okay. So the graph will be like this. So here all the angles, the right side all the angles are positive, and here you can see this one can be for the negative angles. Okay. So here you'll see the graph of the sine will be like this. Okay. So in the, like, you don't have to draw the graph, but you should know like the graph for all the trigonometric functions. Okay. In physics you will see these graph as well. Now the another graph I'm making for cos. So you know that cos 0 is how much? 1.
1.
And cos 90 is 0.
Zero.
Okay. So this graph is little bit different. So this starts with the value 1. Okay. So the graph for cos is like this. Okay. So here you'll see at 0 the value is 1. At 90 the value is 0. Okay. If the angle is here, you see at this point the angle will be how much? Pi. Okay. For pi it's minus 1. Then for 2 pi, sorry, here you'll get 3 pi by 2. Yeah, here you'll get 3 pi by 2. Here you'll get 2 pi. Okay, so this is the graph for cos. These two graphs are clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And with this graph also you can see the range also. Okay, the range means the values of function sine, the range for that is minus 1 to 1. So you can get yeah, so you can get sine's value in the range of minus 1 to 1, means all the values for sine, the trigonometric ratio sine will be between minus 1 and 1. Okay, so it can't go more than 1 or less than minus 1. Okay, this one is clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Same way you can see here, and for the cos will be cos, the values will go from which to which? What do you think?
Cos also that minus 1 to 1. Minus 1 to 1.
Hmm. Okay, now I'll show you another graph. Now for 10, the lines are not very straight. Okay, so for 10, you know that 10 0 is how much? 10 0 is 0,
Yes.
and 10 90 is
Undefined.
undefined. Yes, so infinite. Okay, so the graph for 10 is a little bit different than all the other graphs that you've seen. So here you see the graph goes like this. Okay, so here
Another way.
yeah, so it's like 0 for this, and here this value, like this line is not touching anywhere in the graph, so this line goes on, like it continues. So that's why this value, like here it's pi by 2, and for this the value is infinite, like it's not defined where it will lie. No one knows. Okay, then for pi again the value comes 0, so the graph for 10 comes like this only, then it will just go like this. Wait. Okay, so it goes like this for pi. Okay, so it's not continuous like for the sine and cos. You have seen the graph was continuous, like it was just continuing for all the values, but here the graph is breaking. Okay, so for 0 it's 0. Similar to
And y equals x2.
and the same way for the 10, it's just the opposite, or you can say the mirror image of this. So for cot, cot 0 is
Opposite side.
yeah, it's not defined, and cot pi by 2 is 0. So it will go like this. This one is clear. So here you will see at 0 it's infinite, so just going along with this line, along this line, and for pi by 2 it will become 0, and then another will come like this. So the graph will be like this. Okay, this one is clear.
Yes.
Somewhere like
Yes.
this. In your NCRT also all the graphs are given. Okay, so you can also check out there as well. And for see, for sine the graph is like this. So for cos it will be just the opposite of it. Okay, so for cosec, sorry, it's for cosec. Like right now you'll see the graph is like this. So for cosec it will be just the opposite of this. It will like this. Okay, so for cosec also the graph is not continuous. So you will get the graphs like this. Okay, you know that cosec 0, at 0 it's infinite, right, not defined.
Yes.
So it goes like this, and then for 90 it's 1. So here this one is 1, up to here it is 1. Okay, and then again for the pi it will go infinite, so it will just continue like this. And for the cos also it will be just, so for cos also it is just the mirror of this one. Like for cos it is like this, so here for cos it will come like this. So it will not touch the x-axis because here up to this one is 1. Okay, so this one is for the sec. So the graphs are the graphs clear? Okay, can you hear me, students? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, so the graphs, like I have not drawn it in very proper way, so you can see these graphs in your book also. So you just you should know the basic, like how the graphs looks like, but the like graphing, all these will not come. And in your RD Sharma also you have one chapter I think on graphing, so that no need to do that one. Okay, so only just see the basics, like how the graphs are. Okay, so if you'll see the exercise, so all these formulas you have to use. First question is just based on the thing. See, like cos x is given minus half, where x lies in third quadrant. So x is in third quadrant. So you have to find all the other 5 trigonometric ratios. So here you'll see the base will be 1 and the hypotenuse will be 2, and this one will come how much? Perpendicular will be root 3, right? So if it's in third quadrant, so in third quadrant, which trigonometric ratio is positive?
Tan and cot.
Yes, very good. It's tan and cot. So only the tan and cot will be positive. All the rest will be negative. So sin x will be how much? Minus root 3 by 2. Yeah. Tan x will be
Half.
half by root 3.
No. Root 3
Root 3 by 1. Yeah. And it will be positive. Okay. And the cot will be 1 by root 3. Okay. And then cosec minus, it will be minus only. Yeah. And the sec will be minus 2. Okay. So like this you have to do this question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. So I think these questions up to 5 you can do.
Yes. From all we have to do.
No, I'll give you selected.
And odd numbers.
Odd numbers. Okay, odd. Okay, odd numbers. So you just see the question numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 also you have. So from these also I'm explaining few questions. Okay. See.
From these sections, what type of questions do we get from these chapters?
From this chapter? Till now, though, whatever you have done, you will get 1 mark questions based on these things, but you will get an exam questions in which you need to prove. Okay. Using the identities, like you will use the identities and you will prove. So after this exercise, you will get few questions like the 3.3 exercise. That's very important. So you will get questions based on all the identities which you will see in this exercise 3.3. Okay. In NCERT, you don't have, like, you have very less questions. So you have to practice from R.D. Sharma. I will tell you which exercise or which chapters you have to practice more from NCERT, from R.D. Sharma. Okay. So basically this exercise 3.3 from NCERT, you can think. This one is important. You will get, from this you can get 3 mark questions also. And the next exercise 3.4 also. That's very important. And miscellaneous is always very important in NCERT. So in miscellaneous you will see mixed varieties of questions which you have not seen before in the previous exercises. Okay, so these are very important for class 11 also, 12 also. And in NCERT you will see like one type of one question is only there. So similar question you have to practice from R.D. Sharma also. Okay, so last 3, like from 3, 4 and miscellaneous exercise are very important. Okay, so here this is the question number 6. So you have to find the value of sine 765. Okay, so how you will do this question?
720 plus 45.
Yes. So wait, I will first explain you how you can do these questions. So see, if you are breaking any angle, you can break any angle like n times 180 plus minus theta. Okay. So in these cases, which rule will be applicable? If your n is even, then you will apply 360 plus minus theta. Okay. If you are breaking any angle as n times 180 plus minus theta, then you will, and n is even number, then you will apply the rules for 360 plus minus theta. So that means it will go either in quadrant 1 or either in quadrant 3. Okay. And if your n is odd, in this case you will apply the rule for 180 plus minus theta. Is it clear, this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And for 92 it's okay. Yeah. And I know some students, they will also do follow the other rule, that is 3 pi by 2 plus minus theta as well. Okay. So
we can do 810 minus 45 also.
810.
810 minus 45.
Okay. So but we will not do this because see, for this we don't have any rule. 810 minus theta, we don't have anything for this, na? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you will break those angles. You will break the angles in such a way that either you will get the form of 360 plus minus plus theta, or 360 minus theta, or either 180 plus theta, 180 minus theta. Okay. Because only this one will left. When you will simplify it, only this angle will remain. So you know the values of 45, 30, 60s. Okay, so in that manner you have to break these angles. I'll show you the example, then you'll know. So let's say you have sine 765. I wrote 56. So 765, so like Anubhav said, so you can also write it as 720 plus 45. Why 720? Because 720 can be written as 2 times of 360. Okay, or you can also write it as 4 times pi. Is it clear, this one? 4 times pi.
Yes, ma'am.
Others, is it clear? See, if you want to see it as a number, you can also say 2 into 360 plus 45 degrees. Okay, so why I'm focusing on 360 or 180, because I know most of the students that they get confused in this also, like sign will change in you have to see sign will change in cos or not. So when you are taking 360 or 180, it will not change.
X-axis, then it will not change, and if
Yeah,
it crosses the y-axis, then it will change.
so it is like sine 45, and you know sine 45 is how much?
1 by root.
1 by root 2, yeah. And you will see it's 360 plus theta, so it will go in first quadrant. So the value will be 1 by root 2. So this one is okay or becoming complex? Is it clear?
Okay, okay.
Other students? And like you have to practice for these, because these questions like these will come in bigger questions as well. Okay. See, like the 7th one, it's like cosec minus 1.
You can take 1440.
You can take
1440, 360 into 4. Plus 30 degrees. So this is minus 360 into 4 plus 30.
yeah. Or you can also do this one. If you have see any angle like this, but here the negative will remain. So wait. This thing also I have told, for cosec minus theta will become how much? Minus or plus? It's minus cosec theta, right?
It will plus minus. Oh,
Only
minus theta
sec.
will become cosec theta only. Sorry,
Minus. Minus only for sec, and the cos is positive. Okay, so you can first you can write it as actually for solving this question you have two methods. Okay, so I'll just explain you both the method. So first you can write this thing as this, and now you can break, like Anubhav is saying, it's you can write it as 1440 minus 30 degrees, and 1440 is how much? So these things you can see here. Yeah, so it's 360 into 4. So it will go in which quadrant?
First quadrant. Minus 30 is fourth quadrant.
Fourth quadrant. Fourth. Minus, you have minus here, so that means it will go in fourth quadrant. So minus you already have, and for cosec you have negative, right? So it will become positive. Minus cosec 30, and minus cosec 30. Cosec 30 is how much?
Cosec 30.
Yeah. So cosec value for cosec 30 is how much? How much?
2 by root.
Cosec 30. Cosec 30 is 2 only, right? Sin 30 is half, so it will be 2 only.
No, cos 30. Sin 30 is half. Sin 30 is half.
Okay. So this is one of the way, and you have another way as well. Wait, I'll explain you the other way also. The other way is very simple. So see this one. If you have minus theta, okay, so you can also write it as 360 minus theta. Okay, so you can add like 360 times any times you can add, so the value will not change. Okay, and here you have cosec. Okay, so instead of changing in this way, like it became very big, so you can also write it as cosec minus 1410 plus 4 times of 360. Okay, so you can also do it in this way as well. So here you will get just cosec 30 It's much more easier and you'll get 2. This one is okay? Is it clear, this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can also do in this way or this way, whichever you feel easy. And those which are in pi, that one is very easy to solve because you don't have to think a lot. Here you are multiplying and all, but whenever the angles are in pi, you can do it in very easy way. Let's say you have 19 pi by 3, so you can write this as, see, the multiple of 3 is 18 nearest to 19, so you can write it as 18 pi by 3 plus pi by 3.
Big 5 plus 5.
Okay, so it is much easier than the numeric values because here you will easily get the answer. So here you get 6 pi plus pi by 3. So which rule? The multiple of pi means even. Yes, so it's in first quadrant. So the value will be 10 pi by 3. Na? And 10 pi by 3 is how much?
60 degree.
Pi by 3 means 60 degree. So 1060
And 60 root.
root 3. Okay, so these are much easier than the other one. Okay, now I'll just show you one more for this. Like you have another one, that is sine minus 11 pi by 3. Acha, do one thing. Acha, take the screenshot for this one and send it in the group also. Those who are not attending, they will also see. This question number 8, question number 7, 6, 7. Done? Have you taken? Okay, thank you. Here we have another question, that is sine minus 11 by 3. Okay, so in this, so here again you can do it in that form. Either you can just take the negative outside and then you can follow the rules and find out, or else you can just add the multiple of pi. Okay, so you can write it as 12 pi by 3 or 4 pi minus 11 pi by 3. Hai? This one is okay. What I did, I just added the 4 pi here in this angle. So you can do it in this way also, and the other way is, wait, first I'll explain you this. So sine pi by 3 and sine pi by 3 is root 3 by 2. So you'll get this. And the second way is, second method, first you can write this minus 11 pi by 3 as minus sine 11 pi by 3, and then you can break this 11 pi by 3 as, yeah, 4 pi minus pi by 3. So this will go in which quadrant? Third quadrant, right?
Fourth quadrant.
Yeah, so it will become plus. So plus sine pi by 3, and again the answer you will get the same answer you will get. Okay, so here I've just added the 4 pi. So in any angle, if you are adding 4 pi or even pi, then the value will remain same only. Okay, so this I am using in my first method, and the second method I'm just converting the negative angle as negative sine theta, and then I found the value for the theta of the given angle.
Ma'am, I did not get the first method you used. Could you just explain once more?
Sorry, what are you saying?
Ma'am, I couldn't understand the first method.
Okay, I'll explain it. Anubhav, take the screenshot for this one also.
Yes, ma'am,
Done. Okay. Yeah, first method again I will explain. If you have any angle, let's say you have sine 60 degrees. Okay, so the value for sine 60 degree will be same as 360 plus 60 degrees. Okay, or any angle, if you have like sine theta, sec theta, any angle with this, so you can also write this angle as 360 or n times of 360. Okay, so the value doesn't change. This one is clear. So we are just using the same, we are just using the same thing. So still, if the angle is negative, then also this rule is applicable. Okay, how you see? See, sec minus theta will become positive, right? So it will become positive sec theta. And if we are doing it like 360 minus theta, so you know it's in which quadrant? Third quadrant, right? So again you will get the sec theta. So in like in fourth quadrant it's positive only. So overall whenever you are adding 360 to any of the angle, the value doesn't change. So you can use this method also for the negative angles. For the negative it will be easier for you to solve. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one more example I will give you, that you have question number 10 also. In question number 10, see, you have cot. Now you will tell me. Okay, so see this one. Okay, so with the first method, so here again you can write this, you can add any multiple of 2 pi here, right? So here you have 15 by 4, so 16 by 4 pi is the nearest number to 15, which will give you the multiple of 360, right? So you can write it as 16 pi by 4 minus 13 pi by 4. Is this clear, this one?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you think that first method is confusing, then you can go with the second method, not a problem. Because yeah, if you will get confused in the first method, then it can be a problem also. Generally this, like here only it is used, but mostly you have to use the like in the second way only. You have to, whenever like the sum will come, so you have to do it in this way only. Okay, here for finding the values, the first method is like in you will do it in less steps, na? If you are doing the first method, but this is the proper way, like that will be also used in many other questions. And
Ma'am, answer will
yes, answer will be
1.
okay. So here you will get 15 pi by 4. Yes, answer will be 1. Cot pi by 4 is 1. Okay, students. So this exercise you can try. I think all of you can do, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have another class after this class?
Yes, miss.
Do you have another class also after this class?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss.
Okay. So then you can complete it, and then in next class.
Completed.
Completed. Oh, okay, good. So I'll give you a few questions from RD Sharma also. So this exercise is complete today. So next we will do in the next class. Okay. So for the next exercise, you can see in your book the page number. There are few formula for like few identities. All these you can write in a page, okay? Because all these identities will be needed in the questions also. If you have book, you can mark page number. All of you have book, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm artisan.
No. Sorry, NCERT.
Yes, ma'am.
In page number negative angles, so you know already now. Page number 64. Only the formula you have to write. Okay. In number 3, the formula that is given. Number 3, number 4. Okay. All these formulas just write down in a page. So the next day when we'll do the class, you will use all these formulas also. Okay. So in the beginning, in a page also. See what happens like when you are solving the questions now. So you will see which formula will be applicable in the question. So it will be easier for you to see. And when you will write it many times, you can like it will be remembered by you.
If I could do that, cost to write on.
Okay. So all of you can do this, like write all these formulas in a page, so that when we'll do this exercise, I will ask you which formula will be used. So you will tell me. Okay. So there are only just write the formulas, not the proof. In 21, in number 21 you have 4. Okay, so all these 4 also you will write, just the formulas. Okay, in 20 also you have 4, so all these you will write. I will also little bit I will explain in the next class how these formulas are coming. Okay students, I'll see you in the next class. You can try this exercise, those who have not done, and few questions I will give in the group now. If someone wants to ask something from this exercise 3.2, you can ask.